2006 Range Rover Sport air compressor replacement.
Step 1. Disconnect the negative battery terminal.
The air compressor is located right in front of the driver's side rear tire. You're going to want to remove this cover, which I've already done, and then you're going to expose the compressor. Here's the new one. Forgot to mention, this is a Hitachi style compressor, not an AMK. Check before you do it, or you're not going to have a good time. Use a flathead screwdriver, pop the tab, disconnect this. Then there's a second one, which you're just going to slide off of its little clip and do the same thing. Next, what you're going to do is take off 3 bolts. This one right here, and another one up top. Then the compressor is going to come down. You get to the top bolt, you're going to want to remove this one so that you can free up the compressor and get your tool up there. For that top bolt up there, you're going to want to use a 10mm ratchet wrench. Once the top bolt is out, the compressor and the bracket will come down as one piece, but be careful because the air lines are still attached. Taking those off next. Use a 12mm open end wrench to loosen this one. This air line is connected to the pump itself, so you only need to undo this one. As you can hear, there's a little bit of air pressure built up inside. Slowly let that leak out. Since the air lines in the back are connected with a push fitting style, I'm going to use a simple fuel line removal tool. It'll work the same to press in and pull the air hoses out. Once those air lines are out, there you have it, the old compressor. Now we're going to disconnect the mounting bracket. All right, there's the mounting bracket with the compressor taken off. One thing you're going to want to do is take this little rubber piece here off of the old compressor and make sure that you fit it to the new one. Now that we got the new piece switched over, the old piece switched over, we're going to refit the compressor back to the bracket. When you go to mount this back up, I recommend putting this bottom right bolt in first, then go ahead and set your 10mm ratchet wrench with the other bolt in the slot and work it in. Have patience because it's going to be tough, but you will get it. Then you can do this one last. Here. Now that it's all back up and tightened down, you're going to put this bolt back in here to secure the bottom of the compressor. Now that your compressor is back in place, you can reconnect this air line here in this hole, which would be this one. You're going to reconnect it. You're also going to reconnect the two back here, and they're just going to push in and snap, and when you give them a little tug, they shouldn't come out. Get this one nice and tight. All right, then you're going to snap these two back in place like this. Start with this one. It's just going to clip in. And this one up here will do the same thing. And they'll just push in. And now, when you tug on them, they won't come out. Now you're going to reconnect the electrical connectors. Now remember, this one sits on this little slide, so you're going to slide it back on, and this one just connects. Okay, got the electricals hooked back up. Now we're going to put that plate back on. These little tabs here and here and here are going to fit into these little slots, and then there's one on the back as well right here. So once you clip it up in, then these bolts that you use to take it off are going to hold it back in place. Okay, there it is, all put back. Now we're going to hook the battery back up. Don't judge me. Now, the whole reason I did this was because, as you can see, the back bags have air, the front ones do not. It's throwing a code saying that the gallery doesn't vent. on the compressor. So we're just gonna change it, which is what we did, and now we're gonna test it. Already, as you can hear, the compressor is running, which it did not do before. So we're gonna let it run its course. Pretty soon we should see some air going to the front. Well, and as you can see now, we have air in the front and air in the back. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the local Indy shop. He's gonna put the scan tool on it. We're gonna clear any faults that we had stored in the ECU, and we should be good to go.